We're back for The Walking Dead. Season 8 premiere. Mercy. Rick and the gang are back, and so is Negan, talking all that shit. So, this is the 100th episode. It's crazy how The Walking Dead got this huge, this popular, is able to carry on so many seasons, so many episodes. It's a blessing. I think the actors, when watching a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, they realize, that they really are genuinely happy that the fans, appreciate the work that was put into this. In the beginning. Now, season 7 to me was a dud. Hated it. So we're start off a little bit more fresher. Season 8, all out war. You got Negan Saviors versus Rick and the gang. Whatever allies he can muster up. You got Ezekiel. You have Tara. Tara's there, right? Tara's right there. So this episode opens off. Usually the Walking Dead season premieres are crazy, they're intense, there's a lot of things going on, there's a lot of explosions. You get a couple explosions here and there. You get some great acting from Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes. I think this is the Rick I've always a lot of people saying maybe Rick's gonna come back from the Rick that we used to know. We do get that. There's a lot of callbacks from previous seasons. A lot of callbacks. I saw a lot of things they did similar to really kind of call back for all those 100 episodes leading up to this one. But I think this was Rick's episode for sure. A lot of people were talking about Old Man Rick in the trailer. They kind of spoiled this. If you're a comic book fan, you know exactly what that means. So they throw that in here in this episode. I'm not going to give away too much until I get into the spoiler review, but I gotta say, I think they're messing up on that. Honestly, I still think they're messing up on that, and I'll explain why in my spoiler review. There's some things I like about this episode, though. There's like when the explosions happened, the plan that was going through, some of the humor moments here and there, seeing where our favorite, the OG characters are and what they're doing. It seemed like everybody got a little piece to play in this episode. Some of the camera work was really beautiful. I really liked a lot of the flowing shots, the in and outs. I really like the Mad Max style of the vehicles that they end up doing in this episode. So there's a lot of things to like about this episode. There's a lot of visual stunning shots. There's a lot of visually creative kind of direction. It's the story. It's the writing, it's the dialogue that I just think still has weighed the show down for years. I think the delivery, of course, with Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes, I think that was pretty good. I think a lot of the speeches that were given in this episode were good. They just don't hit hard, It's not going to be the Independence Day speech. It's not going to be the Patriot speech, It's just not going to beat those iconic speeches. It's not even going to, it doesn't muster up as Game of Thrones. It's sad to compare, The Walking Dead with Game of Thrones, but, just because I think HBO got, they have a bigger budget than The Walking Dead, but it's just some of these speeches and some of the dialogue being thrown out and delivered, it's just not kind of resonating with you. It was cool to see the past episode, because I caught the end of the past episode leading into this episode. How they were talking about Glenn, and Glenn gets name dropped in this episode a little bit again. It's just crazy to see how far we've gone. Just like I said, if you check out the callbacks, you see a lot of things here and there. The episode to me was not in a snail's pace that they usually are. There's things being done. There was a lot of confusion of the editing that made you on your toes, okay, what's going on? There's a lot of in and out of flash forward, flash back, maybe a dream. There's a lot of things that you don't, as the audience, don't know what the hell's going on, and then towards the end of the episode you still quite don't know. So I think Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan comes in here. I think the interaction with him and Rick in this episode still works, still on point. Nothing too extravagant in that point, but I do like some of the tense moments in this episode. Even though I felt like everybody was safe, I still like that little bit of tension that was a little bit there. All I could say is I didn't absolutely love the season premiere, but I didn't hate it. I think I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this episode. It's not the most fantastic season premiere of The Walking Dead by far, but there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of chess pieces moving, and that's I could see that happening right now because of the war aspect of things. Like, there was one moment in this episode where I'm like, that's a stupid idea, or two moments actually where it was just really dumb, and they should have finished what they started. But you know, it is what it is. Some of the gunplay and stuff, sometimes it kind of looks like on a phone. You feel like it's just kind of a set. If you go to Universal so many times, you know, you see how everything's like, oh, this is a set. I'm watching a set right here. I'm watching things go bang bang, but they're not really going bang bang. That's how I feel like in this episode a little bit. But overall, it could lead to better and bigger things. I'm hoping for that. It's just the first episode. We'll see where we're going with the next episodes. They showed you a little bit of what's going to happen throughout the season. I hope it's not like a one-man mission or two-man mission throughout every episode. I really hope that we do get what was promised, this all-out war, and we got a taste of it in this episode, but we didn't get the full course meal, which is great because you got to hold that off until the end. But we'll see how this season plays out, where that gap is, and what kind of conversation before we get to our full course meal in that gap. Is it going to be interesting or is it going to be dull? So right now, it's okay. It's fine. So, thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it. Like the video if you like it, and comment below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. And look out, because there is going to be a Walking Dead giveaway, and that's coming up. So I can't wait to can't wait to get this prize for you guys, so you guys can enter to win. So, thank you guys. I'm Dan Megadeth Son. Till next time, till we talk more The Walking Dead. I'll see you guys later.